So a new leak has sprung in the LEGO world, this time related to the upcoming Great Pyramid of Giza architecture set. We knew the name of the set for a while, but with this leak we have a fairly good idea of what it'll actually look like. The leak didn't have any pictures, instead it's a written description of what it'll look like. So in this video I've decided to Photoshop together a very rough concept piece to kind of visualize what the leak is talking about. Also worth mentioning, the leak originated from promo bricks, so in terms of how trustworthy the source is, I'm extremely confident this is legit. I'd be super shocked if it isn't. So the first thing we can do with this concept picture is set up the base. It's an easy assumption to make that it'll be the same style as the base of the Taj Mahal and pretty much every other architecture set. The leak specifies that it will be 46 by 30 studs, which puts it at the same width as the Taj Mahal set, which is 30 by 30 studs, and a little bit wider than the White House set with the right side detached, which would be around 42 studs. So I just kind of put this base together. It's not the exact stud width or whatever, but it's just to visualize it. As I said, this will be very rough. The next detail is that it will be based off the historical appearance of the pyramids, not the modern day appearance. The pyramids were originally smooth white structures that were covered in a layer of limestone and had gold plated capstones. What we see today are just the ruins, so it would look more something like this. The next important detail is that it won't be a full pyramid, instead it'll only be the front half of it, similar to the dollhouse type design of like Darth Vader's castle for example. Here's a LEGO idea submission that does the same thing but at a bigger scale. If you're disappointed by this and wanted a full pyramid shape, not to worry, because apparently you'll be able to buy two of this set and combine them together to create one big pyramid, similar to how they did the Great Wall of China set where you could buy two and then connect them together to make one longer wall section. It'll cost you a lot to do this. The set will apparently be €140, so it'll cost $280 if you want to get the full pyramid shape. But if you're into that, then power to you, I guess. Definitely a more interesting approach than one big pyramid in the middle of a foundation, like, well, this picture. And with this information, we know that the pyramid will be pushed to the back of the set, because how else would it connect? The next details of this leak include what goes in the empty space in front of the half pyramid, and the first thing mentioned is the Nile River. Based on previous architecture sets, this will probably be done using tan plates with transparent blue tiles placed over them. I imagine this will look similar to the water sections in the Dubai Skyline set, so I quickly added something like that here, just to kind of visualize it. Within the Nile, there should be two ships, which I imagine will be very small based on the apparent inclusion of some palm trees. The Dubai and Singapore Skyline sets both have palm tree pieces used in them, and I imagine they'll reuse them for this set to give the pyramids a sense of scale. The boats then shouldn't be much bigger than the trees, so I imagine it'll be something around the same scale as like the London buses or taxis from the Trafalgar Square set. Something like this maybe? I'd guess like 5 pieces max for each ship. There'll also be some houses apparently, which I imagine will scale accordingly and consist of like 1x1 plates similar to the houses in the San Francisco Skyline set. I imagine these will just be scattered around the place, something like this. It'll also include an obelisk, which from what I gather is just a big spike. I imagine this will connect to the supposed temple too, something like this maybe. I originally guessed this would be just a single rod piece similar to how it is in like the Las Vegas Skyline set. But that might be too small or insignificant to be noteworthy in this leak, so I'm just going to guess this will be like a 1x1x6 brick or something, and that'll just be placed in front of a fairly basic looking temple. And the last detail in this leak is they'll also include 2 smaller pyramids, and this is kind of tricky because if you look at this picture, there are quite a few candidates for smaller pyramids. For the sake of making the main pyramid look bigger, I imagine these will be the much smaller ones and it'll look something like this. They could be much bigger though, so it's kind of 50-50. And with that, that's all the information we have about how this set will look. Hopefully this gives some idea of what to expect, and that's it for this video. I'll have the concept image linked below if you wanted to download it and compare it for the final thing when we get actual pictures of it. Just don't inspect it too closely though, I really did just cobble it together. Regardless, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how close I was when we do get leaked or actual official images for it. But yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Farewell.